This podcast is an expression of the personal views and opinions of the hosts and guests, and they do not represent the official stance of the podcast, its sponsors, or affiliated organizations. The podcast may cover topics such as drugs, mental illness, politics, and religion, which can be controversial or sensitive. The podcast does not support any illegal activities and advises listeners to seek help from appropriate professionals for any personal concerns related to these topics. The information provided in the podcast is for general informational purposes only, and it is not a substitute for professional advice. Listeners are urged to consult with a qualified healthcare professional for any questions regarding their mental or physical health. The podcast and its creators are not responsible for any loss or harm resulting from the use or reliance on the information provided in the podcast.
Turn my mic up.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Stoic podcast. We're your hosts, Nate and Jay.
What's going on?
So we're gonna call this the update episode. Last episode we talked about consistency and avoiding comfort. So this episode we're gonna check in and see where we're at. Jay just got all moved in. He's got a new place. I'm sure you can tell by the fancy decorations in his room, right?
Yeah, I no longer have my own room. I have to share it. This is our bedroom. Me and my wife share this room, obviously.
Oh.
And I have to now set up my desk here along with the rest of all her stuff, which is going to be a ton of plants that she likes decorating our room with. So,
Yep.
Yeah, I'm eventually going to try to figure out how I can get some internet down in the garage, because that's where I have the rest of my stuff set up. So I'll probably try to record out of there at some point.
Yeah. I'm all for recording in the garage. That's where I'm recording. Anyways, so yeah, let's hear it, bro. How was the move?
Oh, man. A little stressful this time around. It's just because it's, you're moving, I don't know, it's like 1,000 something miles away to a whole new city.
Yeah.
So it's like we're packing up a house of 3 rooms into a small storage. I mean, I felt like it was small, a pod, and trying to get it off to make sure that it all fits. I mean, we sold off a bunch of stuff, just kind of decluttering at the same time. So yeah, some interesting last moments in our last place, Tallahassee. I mean, I I ended up quitting my job, or probably was let go, and it was kind of free fall for a little bit there. So it was kind of like, oh shit, I don't have a job to fall on. But things have settled. I just started actually my new job out here today. We've been out here for like it's going to be 3 weeks on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Awesome. This place is cool. I really like it for what we were looking for. This is it. I mean, no traffic. I can get around all the way through downtown in 15, 20 minutes from wherever I want to get to. There's a variety of different things out here, which is pretty cool. And the schools is what's very impressive. The school systems out here seem to be a lot better than the other places where we've lived, which is kind of the main thing why we're here. It's kind of settling down for our girls, just to make sure that they have a better, safer environment. So that's what we're really liking out here. The people of Iowa are really nice. There is a thing out here called Iowa Nice, and I have experienced it.
That's awesome, bro. Yeah, and I mean, like, that's got to be crazy for the girls too, right? Going to a new school, kind of making new friends and all that stuff. How are they taking it?
Yeah, at first when we told them we were moving, They didn't like it. Obviously,
Right.
they already got settled in where we were, but once we moved, once they started, they we've talked to them already, and they've already told us that they like it out here better. So that's we're
Nice.
taking that into consideration, and we figured it was going to be a better thing. They would enjoy it better out here.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's awesome, bro. I'm happy for you
Thank
guys.
you.
So the next question is how easy or difficult was it to stay consistent and avoid the comfortable during this transition period of moving 1,000+ miles?
Whew, man, it was hard. It was hard even after.
I
I
can
mean,
tell.
we're like I want to say we're about a month and maybe a week, so maybe 5 weeks, 6 weeks since the last time we recorded our last episode. So when we recorded that last episode, they're kind of feeling like out of it, not being consistent with things, and I knew a few things that I needed to do in order to kind of get back into the groove and trying to get back to being more consistent on staying focused on what I want to do and just overall feel better about everything in my day. Um,
Yeah.
One of the things that that definitely helped was logging off of social media for some time. Um, I deleted, TikTok. I deleted Instagram. I deleted a bunch of just social media apps and just logged off and stayed off. At first, I tried getting back on the weekends, and that didn't help. There was a rebound because I found myself on social media for like 6 hours, 7 hours of my day, and I'm like, I'm still doing it. I'm rebounding, and I'm just now just using it all up on the weekend. So I'm like, nah, I got to do something about this because I gotta just completely stay away. So I did, and I felt that I was doing a few other things that I hadn't been doing, which was good. I've been working more on my artwork. I got something coming up here soon. Kind of throw something out there. Start a store on Etsy or Shopify and start selling some prints. Um, Thinking of just now doing some digital stuff for now, and that's kind of what I've been doing. Just working on that. Um, Also, as soon as we got here, right away we started getting into buying stuff for some business that I'm trying to start up for my wife. Um, and yeah, that's the other thing. We're just testing stuff out with cement. We're trying to do some cement pots that we're going to be selling out here in like farmers markets and stuff. And yeah, right away we're already been buying molds, buying all different types of things that go for this particular business, and we're getting at it. I have not stopped since I've been here. Um, it took some time.
Nice.
It wasn't right away. Like I was saying, there was some anxiety at the beginning of the last couple of, like, I want to say the last week and a half that I was still in Tallahassee, because it was still I don't know what's going to happen once I move situation. So it was kind of
Yeah.
the unknown, and it happens. I mean, it's that feeling of the unknown is, it's a bitch, especially if you don't know, if you don't know what's going to happen. But I had faith. I mean, I I know what I want, and I know what we were doing here with this whole move, and it's only showing that it's working out, and we're just staying on the course, and we're still pushing to try to get this accomplished. So not not self doubting this move at all, not regretting it. I'm loving it out here. Yeah, and
Nice.
then I have already uh, since last week kind of started up again, kind of doing my walks. I have to forcibly do the walks
Ah.
because our daughters go to
Yeah.
school about, it's like a 20-minute walk from here. So I'll venture off to go pick them up or drop them off. Um, so yeah, getting getting that in as well, getting some sun. Got back on. on the Daily Dad. I've been reading it for like the last week and a half.
Nice.
So yeah, just staying more consistent with it. So overall, feeling good.
Nice, dude. I'm glad you said that because that was going to be my next question. I remember from the last episode you said the walks was something you were really focusing on for a while there. Yep, that's cool.
So what have you been up to? Have you been consistent?
Oh man, you know what's funny is I knew you were going to ask that question because that's what this episode's about. The answer is no. No, I have not.
Oh man, what's
Yeah,
been going on?
man, dude. I've been trying to wrap my head around it, and I think, we were talking about comfort and stuff, and we described it well in the last episode, so we don't need to get into it again. But it's like, oh man, it's like when I stop working out, when I stop being consistent, like let's just take working out per se, right? So just the fitness aspect alone, it like if I go 2-3 days without working out, all of a sudden like my body hurts. Like my joints feel sore. I get like these little cramps in my muscles and stuff. And it's a funny thing because I used to think like, oh man, maybe I need a break from working out so I could stop being sore. Well, I'd much rather have that sore than the sore from not working out, right? It's weird. And one of the biggest things was I was trying to focus a little bit more on family, and by doing that, I've been more inconsistent with my sleep schedule. And dude, that's been taking it out. Like, oh man, like all of a sudden I think like, oh man, I need to sleep in a little bit more because I stayed up later and all this, crazy whatever, man. And it just like spirals. And then Monday comes around and it's time I got to get up for work. And then my first alarm goes off to work out. And it's like, oh man, but I stayed up till midnight or 1:30. I only got like 3 or 4 hours of sleep. I need to get a little bit more sleep. I didn't sleep that good anyways. Next thing you know, I'm snoozing until like 5:30, and then that's my time to start getting ready for work. And man, that and no prep cooking. One of the other factors was not this last weekend, but the weekend before. My wife went out with her sister and some of her sister's friends for their bachelorette party. Her sister's getting married, and so she left me at home with the kids, and that's cool. It was I was pretty nervous about that happening, and dude, it was awesome. I got so much kid time, and next thing you know, they were glued to me instead of her, so that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Super super easy to handle. So, went to bed well, slept through the night, all that stuff. But because she went on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I didn't take Monday off, I didn't get any prep cooking done. I didn't I didn't prepare for the week. And so kind of cattywampus my week there. And so this week I'm looking to get it back. I already wrote my new workout program. I started following it. Uh, I'm paying for it. Like, you go to sit on the toilet and it seems like it's a real long distance from standing to sitting down.
It's one of those, huh? But you're feeling it right on the back of your
Oh
glutes.
man, dude. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to focus more on, the first one, especially when I was doing the 75 hard, it was just to get something going to be consistent. And it worked, man. It was fantastic. But the more I was thinking about it, I was like, man, I know enough about how to train, the different energy systems, and all that stuff that with this new workout, I wrote it specifically for about a 1 week's rest period for each different energy system, if that makes sense. For people who study it, they'll understand. But yeah, it's a 5 day split, but I plan on just working out almost every day and probably try to get it twice a day most days. Split the weights in the morning, cardio at night, and yeah, I just got to keep doing it and pick up reading a little bit more. I think it's just because I don't have a ton of books, and when I do find a book that I read it really fast, and then so I read it a second time, and by the second time I'm like, I don't want to touch this book anymore. But Mike just sent me a new book. I think it's like the autobiography of Theodore Roosevelt. Autobiography or biography. I don't remember what it said on the title, but I'll probably start thumbing through that and alternate between that and the Art of War. But we'll see.
Nice.
Yeah, buddy.
With this new job that I got, now I can. I started this morning just kind of stretching, rolling out my back. Been having a little bit of back issues, so been doing the foam roller in the mornings. I think before that, I'm going to start off with some just maybe a good. I'll probably start tomorrow with 10-minute meditations right before I start stretching out, and then kind of see if I can up that on Tuesday, and then
More.
probably continue on like
Yeah,
that. Just because I want to get that in as well. Um,
for sure.
yeah, it's been helping definitely, especially in the mornings, getting that stretch, getting a good start to my mornings, and then with this job, I'm gonna I'm gonna be able to also focus on getting out some of those audiobooks that I haven't heard in a while. I'm actually able to do that while
Yeah.
at work, so that's going to be good to plug in my headphones and just
Nice.
be able to work and just listen to some of the audiobooks, some podcasts. So look forward to that. And then there's some downtime from time to time, so I'll probably just take a book as well and just kind of cram that in. Uh, just to go back on
Yeah.
the social media stuff, right? So, although I've stayed
Oh
away
yeah.
from social media, I've since we moved over here, kind of decided, okay, I'm gonna go back in, do the just check it from time to time, which has actually been working. I've been having a lot more discipline on it, and the reason why is
Yeah.
because I have two phones. On this phone that I keep at
Huh.
home is the one where I've allowed the social media apps to remain. So this only works with Wi-Fi, and I only use it whenever I remember that that I haven't been on social media. If I just decide that I want to check it, but it's probably now like 30 minutes of my day is what I'm on, just kind of checking it for whatever reason, and just to kill some time. And it's been helping. That's what I'm
Yeah.
liking. It's been helping. I'm at work. I'm actually downloaded some what's that? Some brain challenging games. It's a pretty common
Oh
one.
yeah.
Uh, I want to say Luminosity.
Oh, I remember that game. Yeah. Yeah, they have like memory stuff and
Yeah, it is.
uh like math and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, all the different little categories.
Yeah, so I just downloaded that. Just mess around with that, see what's that about.
Nice.
So yeah, overall, I feel more into the groove again of staying on top of things. So yeah,
Right. Nice. Yep. Yeah, man, that's one thing I guess like one thing kind of led to another for me, but I've been on social media quite a bit. And originally I was like, I need inspiration, right? Like, what? Anyways, uh, yeah, I caught myself on it uh, way too much. And next thing you know, I'm like, oh man, that's a good idea. I should buy this thing and that thing. And then I look at my
consumerism.
bank account, it's like, right. And then I'm like, no, we shouldn't buy that thing and this thing. So, yeah, I'm going to go cold turkey on that thing here in a little bit. And, well, starting tonight. And, yeah, just because when you were talking about it, it made me think of me. Like, I used to just get on the weekends. And the week, it does give you like a sense of clarity, though, because beforehand, you wouldn't be on it for, 6 hours or whatever, and all of a sudden be like, oh shit, I need to get off. Beforehand, you'd just be in it until you're tired or it's time to go to bed or you need to do something else. And so, like, it's legit to see that you had the same effect. Like, oh man, like I went off for a week and then got on the weekend, and now I realize like I'm spending too much time on this thing. And for me, there's really no reason I really need to get on there. I mean, pretty soon, because we've got some family stuff coming up, I'll probably download it again and post pictures because on my personal, I have a bunch of family on there that like to see the kids and they're in other states and stuff. Uh, but then I'm just going to delete it, you know. But yeah, man, spending way too much time on that thing, checking it, and dude, it works so beautifully. You send out a message and then you got to check every 2 seconds, and it does the thing at the bottom like somebody's writing you a message, so it's like loading, and you're like, what are they gonna say?
Yeah, this is
It's stupid.
this topic is bleeding into our topic for next week, which we'll we'll discuss this more as far as some of the things that we have in mind with when it comes to technology. But I think we just need to find the balance. That's at the end of the day, it's just a
For
balance.
sure.
Um, because you're right, there
Yep.
is some inspirations that I get out of there, and we both experienced
Yeah.
that. There is some um, inspirations, motivations as well. I mean, if you alter
Yeah.
your algorithm to be able to provide you that type of content, then you got pretty good stuff there that you're constantly watching. I have various accounts just because I like testing out different things to see if they stick or they work. When I got back on TikTok, I was shocked by the amount of likes, follows, and comments that I was getting on some old videos that I had posted. I'm like, what the hell? This is getting traction.
Yeah.
Um, but I have a tendency when I realize that my personal or my artist page on TikTok is getting just too much junk as far as videos. I'll sign out and I'll go on to
Yeah.
the Street Stoics TikTok page, and I'll just start scrolling through there and just start seeing completely different algorithm. And it's like motivational video after
Right.
motivational video, Stoic videos. So it's like, okay, this is kind of where I want to stick to as far as getting more inspiration stuff. So
Right.
it it is something that's possible. It's just you got to be able to alter the algorithm and keep that balance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Man, and that's while you're talking, made me think of something else. Like, by no means, well, I mean, like, it is a failure in one category for me to kind of slip from the mental goal I had and the physical goal that I had. Um, but I do want to point out that switching my focus over to family, it 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 did help quite a bit. You know, teaching different like communication techniques and everything at work. I've started to implement those more at home, and especially with my kids starting at a new school, kindergarten. It was a little rocky start, but just being able to utilize that communication method with him, uh, dude, it's super effective. I feel like our relationship is even closer, which is a crazy thing to think of because, it's your son and you think you're super close, but it's even more close now. And I'm just trying to make sure that I'm fostering an environment to where my kids will be comfortable telling me anything, and I think that's the safest one is if they don't feel comfortable or safe coming to you as the parent, then that's when, bigger troubles could happen. And just, he's young right now. The daughter's way too young to have that kind of communication, but she's already starting to see it, and as long as we're fostering that now, it's only going to build and grow as long as we keep putting effort into it. So yeah, dude, I think it's starting to work. And like you said, with balance with technology, but like I think I'm kind of learning more about like balancing of my goals, because that's one thing, and I think you could see it in the various other episodes that we've recorded. If I focus on just like one goal, I'm gonna smash it. You know, if the deadline's 2 weeks, I'm getting it done in 3 days. But how effective is that when I have multiple goals? And, you know, I get it, prioritization and execution. Some of these things are competing priorities, you know, and uh, I just think that, you know, learning how to balance my energy and my focus and my effort uh, holistically will be a better approach at meeting those goals. It might take me a little bit longer, and I got to learn to live with that. Uh, but I'm still gonna meet my deadlines, you know. So it's a cool thing.
Two things on that.
Yeah,
You said it's gonna take you some time, right? You just got to be patient in order for it to actually get there, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. So it's like I've been wanting to push all of these things that I'm doing, and I want to make sure that they all kind of grow at the same time. But it's like, okay, I got to prioritize one thing at a time because I can't dedicate my time to everything all at once. It's, a little bit here, a little bit
right.
there, but I'm focusing now, especially like on my own project. I want to get something started so that it's out there and hopefully can start bringing me some income. And then I can start moving on to other things and then start dedicating more time to that. So it's more of like we got to set one thing first to then let that start bringing in and working on its own so that I can move on to the next thing and start doing the same thing. So that way there's a fluid
Yeah.
motion on everything. So that's just like with this podcast. I mean, um,
Yep.
obviously with the move, it's made a lot of delays and stuff. But yeah, I mean, at some point we're going to grow even more than where we're at right now, and I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Um, and then to go on to the second point that you mentioned, which is I kind of laughed because when you say that you set yourself a goal that you dedicate yourself to it to make sure that you accomplish it. It reminds me of when I tell my wife I'm going to try to wake up tomorrow at 6 a.m. and she's like, "You're not going to wake up as soon as I go." Doubt me so that I can wake up because I will wake up. If you start doubting me and you
Yeah.
tell me that I'm not going to do it, I'm going to do it. And she does she does it on purpose. Just she knows I'm going to do it because I don't know, for some reason that works. For me, it's just something in the
Sure.
head where it's like if you doubt me, I'm going to show you that I'm going to be able to do it. It's just me, I guess. I know that there's other people that are like that as well, but that's just I work that way.
Yeah.
It's an additional boost to just my motivation to just try to get that accomplished. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted to hop on here with you, just kind of give an update,
Yeah.
just get the podcast another episode out there. Um,
Heck yeah.
there's been a good amount of people still listening to us in the last month, and I've actually been a little surprised on that. We've been still seeing some consistent plays, and the reach from the podcast seems to have been growing. There's a lot more foreign listeners out there. If hopefully that they stick around to listen to some more. Um, but yeah, just wanted to quickly just get on here and just give you guys an update. Give you guys one episode this week, and next week we're going to try to get on here again, and we're probably going to give you a way longer episode. We got something planned in regards to some topic on technology and kind of how our thoughts are on it and kind of the goods and the bad about it. Um, so yeah, think we're just going to cut this one a little short here. Maybe I think we're at 30 minutes here. Um, so yeah, I'm freshly moved, got a new setup as well. I had to get a new laptop. That was also another thing that kind of set us back. Eventually I'll figure out
Yep.
something in the background. For now, you guys get
Lighting.
a plain
Oh yeah.
peach wall. My wife will probably have more plants here by the next episode. But yeah, little by little. I mean, in due time, right? In due time. Alrighty, guys.
All right, man.
Till next time.
Yep.
And thank you guys for
Thanks, man.
listening. Peace.
Later.